Guntalk, brought to you by Springfield Armory.
One reason people return to the Wanenmacher Show year after year is the chance to see something that could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I've known Wayne for a long time. This guy's motto is, I'll buy anything, anytime, anywhere. And basically, he has done that. But today, he has really certified himself by giving us, count them, not one, not two, not three. You've got 7 original Henry rifles on one table. Now, Wayne, how did this happen?
Well, I got a call from a friend of mine, said there's an older gentleman who wants to sell some of his collection. And I just happened to know somebody that was interested, me. And so I did catch up with him, and I bought 102 of his guns, and part of them were these Henry rifles. Like he said, like Steve said, you might find one at a show, maybe once in a while, but never 7.
Certainly, many come looking for deals, but for some, it's more than just buying the next gun.
I'm not looking to buy much here, but I do come here to look at the rare guns. You'll find more rare Colts, Winchesters, even European guns here than anywhere else in one spot under one roof.
Just because you've come to the show to look doesn't mean you won't end up buying.
Is my wife going to see this? Generally, I go back with a little something for me, yes. Otherwise, I'd feel cheated.
At the Tulsa Gun Show, if you want a good story and an education, just walk up and say, "Tell me about that gun."
U.S. Cavalry pistol, Smith & Wesson's, 45 caliber, issued in the 1870s and used in the Indian Wars. These were very popular because of the feature of being able to eject all the cartridges at one time, okay? And load it easily. Where on the Colt, which is one here, the Colt had to be loaded one cartridge at a time.
And ejected one cartridge
and
at a
ejected
time.
the same way, correct. You had to push one out, turn the cylinder, push the next one out, load them the same way, go all the way around. And very difficult, if not impossible, to do from horseback. And these were all issued to the cavalry primarily, where the Smith & Wesson could be loaded and unloaded from horseback pretty easily.
It doesn't matter what area of firearms interests you. It's probably on display at this show. There's even a big following for very small guns.
This is a 1/3 scale, 1893 police gatling gun made by Carl Fur in Orem, Utah.
It is a fur.
It is fur.
Okay.
It's made probably in the late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
Shoots 22 short.
22 short, okay.
Has a 63 round Ackley's drum magazine, and you can empty that in about 11 or 12 seconds.
This particular item, because it's semi-automatic, is completely legal for everybody, right?
You can own a rifle, pistol, or shotgun. In most states, you can own that.
What's that worth in today's marketplace? I remember when these things, not that long ago, were $3,500,
About twice that now.
$7,000?
These are not toys, and you'll quickly be told.
Go ahead and just work the mechanism on it a little bit. So every part from the original was duplicated in this gun and all your miniatures.
Pretty much.
You don't take any shortcuts. You don't leave anything out. You don't take any.
If it's not all there, then it's just a toy. It's not a true miniature.
Miniatures have every part the full-size guns do, only they're small. The actions work, the guns feed, and the closer you look, the more amazing they are. And that includes the craftsmen to make them.
Well, these guys that are that good, you have to get on their waiting list, and you might have to wait for 2 years to get in line for them to work on it because they're in such demand.
Who buys these guns? Why would you buy a replica when you could maybe buy, you're not going to buy a Gustav Young original for that kind of money.
No.
But on the 86s and the Henrys and the 73s and the 94s and the single actions and the Tommy guns, who's your customer?
People that have a slight genetic defect.
But scratch a little deeper and you discover what drives collectors of miniatures.
You know, and a lot of us, and probably even you, we have a certain love for something that's done really well, really small,
perfect.
that you can operate it and everything works. This thing comes up right when it's supposed to, and it feeds, it chambers, it extracts, ejects. There's just a love for precision-made hand craftsmanship. You know, it's an art form that is dying today.
Next up, a 60-second lesson on how to evaluate a gun, and a reason to hit the gun show even if you aren't buying.